Works on Diagonal Road continue. That's near Sturt Road and pretty slow going at the moment, with cameras North Street, Henley Beach, Tapley's Hill Road, Seaton, and West Beach Road at West Beach. Australia's biggest warehouse sale is on now at Amart Furniture. Save up to 50% off on a huge range, plus $130 million of furniture in stock. Ends Tuesday at Amart Furniture. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Getting a little bit of heat on the text too.
Who?
You.
Why?
Just on the Brett Favre chat. I hope Favre didn't get the impression that all Aussies are simpletons like Stephen Omicro Rowe. That's from Chops.
Good on your Chops. Thanks for sipping safe. Hey, Port held a full-bore internal trial today. Joining us, assistant coach Nathan Bassett. Bass, welcome.
Thank you.
How'd you see it? Give us your little synopsis.
I mean, we've had plenty of match play of late, so, you know, it was obviously something of an extended match play for 100 minutes, but, you know, we got to, you know, see what we thought was somewhere near our best side at the moment, play footy and compete against the rest of the guys. And look, it was a pretty good contest. I thought the possibles held up pretty well for the most part, but you know, we got to see the guys work together, and you know, it's a starting point.
Yeah, it is. Jeremy Finlayson was in as a newbie in the AFL team with Jackson Mead. Lockie Jones back to half-back flank. Let's start there. How'd you see those three lads?
Yeah, I think Jeremy's had a good 2 weeks of training. He's starting to combine well with Todd and Mitch Georgiadis and Robbie in the forward line, and you know, I'm liking what Jez is offering, both from his aerial contest and also with his ball use. You know, I think Lockie Jones has had a really good pre-season post-Christmas in terms of feeling more comfortable around the rest of the guys. You know, using the ball a bit better, consistency with his defending, and he's done a great job as well. And look, Meady's had an outstanding pre-season right from the start. So he's had a toughish 2 years, and you know, it's never easy coming in as a father-son, and you know, some expectation, and you know, sometimes just fitting into the playing group can be a little bit more of a challenge. But you know, he's been terrific, and you know, he's pretty close to our best 22 at the moment.
Yeah, he's a talent. Port fans are going to love him. New recruits. Let's start with Josh Sin.
Yeah, Josh was good. Found quite a bit of the ball. You know, he's probably more a kicking player at this stage, but you know, great leg speed. You know, had a few nice defensive moments as well. So he switched teams at half time, and you know, I'd imagine he'd be a good chance to go to Queensland next week.
Fantastic. Sam Skinner and Dante Vicentini.
Yeah, Sammy's been really consistent with his defending and his mark intercepting. So, you know, we've been really impressed with how he's fitted in. You know, he's got some competition with the tall defenders in front of him, but you know, his attitude's been excellent. Dante, you know, he got to ruck today a lot more than he has during pre-season. Sam Hayes just got a bit sore in his Achilles last week, and he wasn't quite available for today. But I thought Dante competed really well in the ruck against Scooter, and you know, got his hands to a few balls, but you know, didn't lose badly in the ruck as well. Hung in there and competed reasonably well around the ground.
I watched on the PAFC stream. You rotated a few through centre square. I think Port supporters will like to see that Zach Butters was loaded up through there. Connor Rowey, Meady. You're getting a few younger blokes with talent and a new look through their Bass.
Yeah, we've probably added a couple of numbers there, and it's more the quantity of centre bounces and stoppages that they go to that's changing. I mean, it means someone else has to come forward, and you know, that's going to be the balance that we're working through on who goes forward and when, and also for the players adapting to spending a little bit more time forward than what they have in the past.
Are you happy with your speed of ball movement and what you've worked on over the summer break? Yeah, every team does a few little tweaks as a collective coaching group. You happy with what you saw?
Oh, I actually did think we were quite at our best today in terms of the way we moved the ball. I think we've certainly added some consistency, particularly around half-back with you know, Burton and Bonner, Houston playing more footy together. And being, you know, they've had really strong pre-seasons, and you know, I think we've got some really exciting weapons there. I think we've you know, there were some good moments today. It was a bit windy, and we weren't always able to move it as effectively we would have liked. Probably maybe our hands weren't quite at where they've been for the last month, but all in all, it's a starting point, and it gets us moving closer towards round one.
First goal for the Blacks was Tommy Jonas from half-back. He's played 182 games. He's only kicked 1 goal, so that was my highlight, Bass. The old T-shirt, Tommy.
He is long odds for first goal kicker, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think the 50-metre penalty rule is still a one we're adjusting to. There was 50-metre penalties paid today. I think 4 ended up in goals.
Ooh.
So, there's always the little adjustments that are happening with that rule, and sometimes it's how we work to get 50-metre penalties as well as ensuring we don't give them away.
You play the Gold Coast next Friday up on the Gold Coast. Will you take the whole squad up there? Will you use it to do, I don't know, a 2 or 3 day camp? Can you give us some background as to what you're thinking?
We'll have a normal training week. We'll head up Thursday afternoon. We'll train at Alberton Thursday morning. So we'll only be up there for one night. 30 players will go. 26 at this stage will play. I think there's some room to move in those other 4 if we want during the game. I mean, it's one of those games where, as long as the other team's okay with what you do, you can pretty much do anything. But yeah, we'll take 30 up there, and I imagine 26 will get at least 26 will get a good go.
Only 9 players on the Crows list haven't had COVID, and only a couple of the assistants. You've got around a 30 of players that have had it. Is that luck or good management?
No idea.
Yeah. Have you had
it? No. I'm all good at this stage. So, but I think we've managed it reasonably well. Probably got a couple of people towards the pointy end of our club that are reasonably cautious around it, which is more than understandable. So we've seemed to not have too many missing at training. I don't think we've had any missing the last week or 2 from training.
Yeah, CD and you, I'd say, too, that we'd want to not get it, so that's great news. Bass, well done. Thanks for your time. Season's fastly becoming upon us. Well done. Keep ploughing on, and good luck against Gold Coast next Friday.
Thanks, Rowey.
Well done. Nathan Bassett, Port Adelaide's assistant.
Well done.
Yeah, look, it's an internal trial. He's not going to come on and, gee, we're doing this, we're doing that. They are just going about their business nice and quietly behind the scenes. And as I said, I did stream them. Interesting to say, Bass said he wasn't quite happy with the ball movement and that. And again, it's only on the computer. You can't pick a lot up. But, gee, that first 22 looks like a bloody good team, doesn't it?
Nice competition for spots,
They have got some bloody awesome talent in that team. There's a lot of good kickers now. A lot of really good elite league kickers.
Exciting start for Port Adelaide fans. They can add to that excitement with their chance to win a carton of Port Adelaide Creed beer. We've got the mystery voice. It's from Alberton, if you know. 8223 0055 will play right after the 4:30 news. If you want to get Creed 2, the limited edition beer, jump on to shop.piratelife.com.au, grab yourself a case, and you'll be helping to build the club museum. The latest on the Crows trial after this.
5AA Breakfast.
Fringe Director Heather Crowell's press conference yesterday got a bit emotional.
We have been fighting through this pandemic so hard to make sure that we can give money to artists and venues so that South Australia can get the festival they want.
Informing Adelaide.
I don't think there's anything contrived about it. Not at all. You actually sit down and talk to these people. Does it have to be this onerous? Are there ways around it?
6 a.m. weekdays on 5AA.
Wavell Mitsubishi and Southern Mitsubishi have amazing deals on new, demo and used vehicles with over 250 cars arriving between now and the end of Feb. The only problem is we need to make room for the rebuild of the Wavell Mitsubishi showroom, so every car must go. All new Mitsubishi cars come with 10 years warranty and 10 years capped price servicing. Get in touch with the team at Wavell Mitsubishi and Southern Mitsubishi, located in Morphett Vale, driven by Australian Motors, LVD 80.
Make 2022 the year you take the first step to great retirement living with FIVEAA. Now is the perfect time to start thinking about the kind of life you'd like to lead. One that lets you discover new talents and create new friends while staying active and connected. The First Step team at FIVEAA are here to help you start the journey. Because once you've made the move, you'll wish you'd done it sooner. Search FIVEAA First Step today.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Good afternoon, I'm Michaela Kamarek. Police have launched a crackdown on mask wearing on public transport across the state, with compliance checks being conducted over the next week. A teenager accused of partying in the city instead of quarantining with COVID has fronted court for the first time. The situation in Ukraine remains volatile despite Russia's claims that it's withdrawing troops from the border. And tonight, Australia plays Sri Lanka in the T20 International, the fourth match of the series, which the Aussies have already won. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Mount Barker, got a Carvey motorbike. That's on Alexandrina Road near Bald Hills Road. Glanville got a truck rollover. That's Causeway Road near Semaphore Road, causing a few delays. Hectorville got gas main works continuing St Bernard's Road near Montague Road, with cameras Trimmer Parade Seaton, Grange Road Grange and Airport Road at Brooklyn Park. Dinner's sorted at Porto. Succulent whole chicken, choice of sauce and any two sides, just $24.95. Add an extra large chips for $5. Order in store or take away now. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 13. Sunny tomorrow, 26. Right now it's 23. More news at 5 o'clock and As It Happens on 5AA.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech Guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
People's personal details are being offered for sale by cyber criminals. How do you know your personal details aren't on the dark web already? Do you know what the dark web is? You can't log on to the dark web and you can't see who's trying to hack your ID. But Norton can. With a Norton 360 premium subscription, you get automatic dark web monitoring. If personal details like bank account info or your home address are detected, you'll get immediate notification and advice on what action to take. With Norton 360 Premium, you also get multiple device protection with a secure VPN, real-time threat protection, smart firewalls, parental controls, SMS protection and more. Buy Norton 360 Premium online or in-store at Harvey Norman from $78.
Check out this great offer at 5AA.com.au. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
Whether a hobby or a full-blown dairy and livestock farm, they all have one thing in common: the need for good quality steel to keep livestock safe and secure. At Nor Metals, we have just that. From rural fencing and gates to droppers, loading ramps and more, you'll find what you need for your farm. And if we don't, we'll source it for you quickly and at the best price. No matter what kind of farm you have, we'll help you out. At Nor Metals, 255 Grand Junction Road, Ottaway.
Scraped your caravan? Walker Crash Repairs, an RAA-approved caravan crash repairer.
This is Rowey's Sports Show.
26 minutes to 5 for Port Adelaide fans who consider themselves true believers, die-hard fans, if you can name the Port Adelaide mystery voice.
You walk into the gym and the boys are doing the 120 plus bench press and the weights coach gave me a broomstick to do my squats with.
Oh, man, it's one of the greats.
Is that easy? It's ridiculous. His favourite number is 400.
0055. Very silky sort of sound to his voice. 8223 0055. We've got the Port Adelaide Creed beer to give away, thanks to shop.piratelife.com.au. It's not as hard as Choppy Pickett yesterday.
Yeah, 4 times. Hello, Vic.
Hello, how are you, boys?
Who do you reckon?
Can I hear it again? I didn't quite catch it.
Oh, okay.
You walk into the gym and the boys are doing the 120 plus bench press and the weights coach gave me a broomstick to do my squats with.
Who is it, Vic?
Peter Burgoyne? Sorry, Sean Burgoyne?
Sean will do, Vic! We would have taken either. We would have steered you in the right way. Did you hear Leith say he's very silky?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
good on you. Creed 2, piratelife.com.au. You'll enjoy that. Thanks, Vic.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Good man.
Every case you get will help build the Club Museum for Port.
Yeah.
So Port fans, look after the Port
Limited
companies.
edition too. So you want to get it, you either drink it or just put it on the shelf as a keepsake. Well done to Pirate Life for doing it.
Yeah, Pirate Life, great company that. Go down to their Pirate Life down at Port. Gee, whipper. I normally go down there with Steve Wormy from Walco Pool Covers. Yeah. Your care factor's nil, isn't it?
Puts a couple away.
Yeah.
Steve, drink responsibly.
Pagey. Hey, Crows held an internal trial bit in that with AFL umpires after cancelling it midweek. Our man live on the spot is Channel 7's Theo Dropoulos. Theo, welcome.
Rowey, how are you?
So the boys scratched together a couple of teams.
Well, it was hardly the dress rehearsal that we would have wanted to see. It was a bit of more a runaround, mate, but some key players got what they needed to, and it was a little slower pace than we would have seen over at Albion with the Port guys. That was a pretty impressive session, mate.
Okay. Heard Riley O'Brien had to switch teams because he had 4 to half-time.
He was brilliant. He was all around the ground. He was taking big clunks up forward as well, but there is one passage of play that we'll show you tonight on the telly. He hits a pack at full speed like he's Josh Rochelle. He's a 5'1". He hits the pack at sort of 20 metres out, bursts through as the Rover runs through into an open goal and kicks it. Rowey O'Brien is unbelievable. And to be fair, Rowey's not many ruckmen around the place say, look, I'm coming for Max Gordon, I'm coming for Nick Natanui, I want to be the number one man. And he's certainly walking the walk after a pretty bold pre-season statement. He was outstanding. And he had a bit of company too. Tex was brilliant, kicked a couple of goals, and he was handling well the other man sort of defence. And Matt Crouch, good to see him get through another one. That's a big one towards round one.
That is. Wayne Miller, did he front up?
No, he's in the sick bay. There's 12 of the players, as we've all heard this week, have been isolating after being either testing positive or close contact. There's another 4 injured, so no Junior Miller, but he'll be back in a week or so. And he's been all things go, really pretty impressive leading into the hit out against Port in a couple of weeks' time.
Okay, and of the new lads that we drafted this year, Rochelle and the guys, how did they go?
Rochelle looked pretty comfortable, really. There was a few minor little skill errors, but, I mean, that's sort of by the by. He was moving brilliantly up the ground. He got out of the forward line and just looked really comfortable in traffic, presented well, and even was a little bit of a hit-up option when they went wider and they transitioned play quite quickly. So, yeah, one to like a lot about Josh Rochelle. Super impressive. And Jake Saligo's the other kid that we hear mentioned as well. He's just a silky mover. Again, you couldn't tell that these kids were in their first couple of months at the footy club. They just looked comfortable. They've obviously been well coached and they know where to go. And the other thing, they just know how to get the ball. They don't rely on other blokes getting it to them. They were really, really good to watch this morning and certainly something, a couple of young players to keep your eye on heading into round one. Though.
We heard there's a 203-centimetre wingman by the name of Riley Thilthorpe.
This guy is incredible. We knew he was something special when we saw him last year. I mean, 5 on debut against the Hawks, but yeah, he played across the ground. He was just outstanding, good in the forward line too, and spent a bit of time late in the ruck. So he's just a unicorn, isn't he? I mean, Matthew Nicks has just got an unbelievably versatile player at his disposal. And when you get used to seeing him week in, week out, and you see him on match day, you forget he's 19. He's entering his second season. I mean, you give him another couple of years and, well, who knows? Scary to think about how good he's going to be.
Did he come off the ground late? We just had a text from Sip and Save. No concern there, Theo?
No, we checked on that. He had his right knee, just like the patella, just below the kneecap, tested. He was in the hands of the trainers. Rory Laird said it was just a bit of cramp. I've never seen someone cramp on the front of their knee, but no, the official injury report came out where no one was listed as hurt. So maybe it was just a bit of a knock, just the usual bumps and bruises after at least 90 minutes of as hard as they could go.
COVID protocols, there's 12 players in that as we speak. Will they all be out in time for the game next Friday versus Brisbane on the Gold Coast?
Well, not if they've tested positive, Rowey. I think they've got to do 10 days, and if it was from the Tuesday or Wednesday earlier in the week, then they'll miss, I reckon. I think they missed the 25th. That's next Friday. So if they've been deemed a close contact and it's only sort of 7 days, then I think they're a chance for that one.
Okay.
But if they've tested positive, then no, the first time we'll see those guys is against Port Adelaide.
Great work, Theo. Thanks for your time.
Always a pleasure, Rowey.
Yeah, Channel 7's Theo Dropoulos does a great job for 7 News.
He does indeed. You can see the highlights tonight on 7 News. Look forward to that. A little front and square from Big Rob.
Yeah, so just on the back of that, we spoke about 16 players for the Crows out. So fast forward, if that was to be round one, and I'm a bit worried, I don't know, alarmed, concerned. In actual fact, the more I think about it, the more I get filthy about this. It looks likely the AFL will allow Crows and Port to have COVID supplementary lists. Every club will have them, and they'll go back to their feeder club or their reserves club. In our case, it's Crows and Port in the sample. They'll become top-ups. Now, that will come from SANFL clubs, I'm led to believe Crows will draw from their NGA clubs. So that's Sturt, Glenelg, Centrals and North. Port will draw from Norwood, South, Eagles and West. So just imagine this. Round 1. Crows get stung with COVID.
Yep.
Okay? They grab from Glenelg. Let's just give you 3 names. Luke Partington, Snooky and Maxi Proud. 3 of my favourites. Just imagine what that would do to Glenelg.
Yeah.
Port Adelaide, let's just say from my club, Norwood, they grab Nunny, Rantel and Naish. 2 new AFL recruits, because they're the 3 they'd grab. For that week, they don't play for their Norwood club. It's just simply wrong. So, sadly, the AFL say to AFL clubs, to the SANFL, we say jump, you say how high. Now, I'm pleased to say this from the SANFL's perspective. The SANFL are pushing back like there is no tomorrow. They're fighting hammer and tong for their 8 SANFL clubs, and so they should. They don't want their season compromised, do they?
Nope.
No way. So number 1, they've asked this. Now, I don't know how this will play out, and I hope it does play out this way. Well, here's one thing. Let's hope no club gets decimated by COVID, and this is all just a fait accompli. It just won't happen. It's just a pie in the sky. We don't need to get there. But the SANFL are going to fight for these 2 things, and I think they've got to get this. Number 1, Port and Crows use their supplementary list players first. Now, that makes sense. Port Adelaide have Cam Sutcliffe in their SANFL team.
That's right.
Draw from him first before they use what they would call a SANFL top-up player. This is the dilemma with that. If they've lost a ruckman to COVID and another big man to a COVID, Suddy's a midfielder. They might want to go and get a supplementary listed player from one of those SANFL clubs. It's a 1-for-1. I hope that doesn't happen. And the other thing, I think, their list needs to be down to 22 players before they can raid the SANFL. So long as you can make an AFL team, you do not touch the SANFL team.
Yep.
But the knock-on effect for that is, how bad will the Crows and Port SANFL team be if COVID hits them? Just imagine the quality of player that they're allowed to draw number 1 or attract number 2 that will have to be top-ups for them in a SANFL team. It just compromises it.
No doubt. Imagine that.
It just compromises everything.
An SNFL team goes into a must-win match, I mean early in the season albeit, or depending on when this happens, and they lose a chunk
2 points is 2 points.
of their stars.
Look, this won't be popular.
That's unfair.
And these are just my thoughts. And I'm happy for people to have a crack at me on 8223 0000. Crows and Port won't like what I'm going to say here, but my solution's this. If it thinks and looks like the SANFL will be compromised because of the quality of Crows and Port's team, like they did to us, when I say they, Crows and Port, the AFL, pulled them out of the SANFL for 2020 season. They pulled them out of the SANFL.
That's right.
The SANFL 2020 was 8 SANFL clubs. The shoe's now on the other foot. I wouldn't be opposed to the SANFL saying to Crows and Port in the AFL, if you want to raid our boys,
bye.
See you later, season 2022.
Well, it's shown
Who's
it can
with
be
me
done.
with that?
Shown it can be done. Have you say 8223 0000 does seem grossly unfair for the SNFL teams. Grossly unfair. A, you might lose your stars. B, the ones that play the Crows and Port Adelaide top-up teams. I mean, happy days if you draw one of those. If it becomes that situation, you can have your say on that. Text, email or call. We're going to take a short break. On the other side, Rod Jamieson will be on. He's one of the 7 trying to get the 2 spots. He's there now. Will he continue to be there? We'll find out. Jamo in just 1 second. Let's check the traffic first for your drive home. G'day Parks are Australia's largest networks of holiday parks. You can download the app. G'day Parks. Here's good.
They got a smash on Marion Road near Sir Donald Brabham Drive. Mount Barker, Carby motorcycle there. That's Alexandrina Road near Bald Hills Road. Glanville got a truck rollover, Causeway Road near Semaphore Road. And Hectorville gas main works on St Bernard's Road near Montague Road. Got cameras today, East Terrace, Henley Beach, Grange Road at Grange. You can help change things in a heartbeat. Donate to help Heart Kids support the 8 Aussie babies born every day with congenital heart disease. Search Heart Kids and donate today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Just imagine living mortgage-free in absolute luxury at one of Adelaide's most sought-after beachside addresses. The Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery is giving you the chance to win your own slice of paradise in beautiful Somerton Park. The $3 million fully furnished Scott Salisbury Grand Prize is what dreams are made of, and it comes with $500,000 cash. Tickets sell fast. Get yours today. Homelottery.com.au. Licence M14133. luxury.
Go Vita, your local health food shops. Over 30 years health and wellness experience and over 300 natural health practitioners specialising in you.
Hi, I'm Natasha from Go Vita Fairview Green. Come into any of our Go Vita stores for this special. Organic Road Amazing Super Greens Plus 400 grams, normally $54.95, now $39.95. That's just 50 cents a serve.
Go Vita, Colonnades, Fairview Green, Marion, Mount Barker, Monopara, Semaphore and Tanunda.
Get back on the road in the all-new Toyota Hilux at Jarvis Toyota. A 2.8 litre diesel delivering 20 kilowatts more power, plus over 10% improved fuel economy. Rediscover the road in the all-new Toyota Hilux at Jarvis Toyota.
Oh, Sip and Save have some great offers.
Yeah, I know. Like this 700ml bottle of Russian Standard Vodka or Pimm's for $35.99. I love a refreshing Pimm's. Have you found anything?
Yeah, a 750ml bottle of Wirra Wirra Mrs. Wiggly Rosés, only $13.99. I'm sorted.
Great. Hey, whilst we're here, I might grab a 10-pack of Wild Turkey and Cola 4.8%. They're on special for $41.99.
Nice, now you're sorted.
Whatever the occasion, start at
Sip and Save.
Delivery available in selected areas. For more specials, head to sipandsave.com.au. Prices may vary in country areas.
Hi, Susanna Toop here from Toop and Toop. Landlords, we've got some exciting news. Toop and Toop have just launched a brand new solution that gives you exclusive access to pre-screened tenants up to 2 months in advance. You can secure quality tenants and save yourself hundreds of dollars in advertising costs. This new innovation is a total game changer for landlords. At Toop and Toop, you can find your next tenant sooner. To tap into this incredible network, simply head to toop.com.au or give us a call today.
Feeling the burn?
Cheapest chips.
Save cash with Cheapest Chips Hot Buys. Head & Shoulders huge 620ml shampoo or conditioner pump packs, only $6.99. Lynx and Rexona deodorants are hot buy at 2 for $6. 4-pack Dove soap, only $3.79 a pack. And Quilton 36-pack toilet paper, $17.99. That's only 50 cents per roll. Check out this week's catalogue for more hot buys in store and online. Save cash and live cheaper with Cheapest Chips Hot Buys.
Scraped your caravan? Walker Crash Repairs, an RAA approved caravan crash repairer.
This is Rowey's Sports Show.
12 minutes to 5, Rod Jamieson in just 1 second. Of course, voting for the Adelaide Crows board continues right up until the 25th of February. Couple of texts for a Sip and Save just before that. Mark at Meningie says, Rowey, what happens though if Norwood gets hit by COVID? What happens then?
Well, they've got a full sample list. They've got a full reserves list. They've got supplementary players that go back to their feeder clubs, and they've got under-18 players. So unless they got hit by a number of 18, 19 or 20, they'll always be able to field a team. Now, what quality? It depends on what quality a player gets COVID. But the same thing will happen to them. You're right. COVID doesn't pick and choose who it hits.
And it's going to be the same too. Jack said, you're absolutely correct. Consider, though, if any of the SNFL clubs get hit with COVID, how poor their teams will be. Well, that will be the case through amateur footy, through country football leagues. Every team's going to be affected at some stage. You just got to ride your luck.
Okie dokie, Crows have 2 member-elect board positions available. There's been 7 nominations. My next guest is the sitting member-elect board member. He's Crows premiership player, everyone's favourite, Rod Jamieson. Jamo, welcome.
Afternoon, Rowey.
How many years have you served on the board now?
7.
7. So do you think the longevity on the board works in your favour in this case, or do you think it might work against you, Jamo?
Well, I'd like to think that part of it would work in my favour, Rowey, due to the fact that, like in the last 12 to 15 months, we've had a pretty high turnover in terms of board. So, Warren Randall's come on, Shanti Berger and Stephen Roach, Nick Takos came on and is now off, which opens up the second position. And we've also obviously had a new chair replaced in the last 12 to 14 months too. So as it currently stands, we've had a significant turnover in terms of board and probably looking for some sort of stability, knowing the fact that if I am successful, then there will be another board member that would come on.
So you're a vote really for stability?
Well, yeah, I'd like to think so. I think over the journey, I'd like to think that people that know what my function is within the football club, internally and externally, through the past players and officials and what we've been able to achieve through there. I've sat on the finance and audit for the last 6 years. I've moved across into football strategy and been sitting on that since the middle of last year. And what you would see too is significant change right across the club, and that's through the executive into the football department, and probably respectfully with Matthew Nix and the setup and structure of our support and assistant coaches too, we've got a really good group of experience through there that are educators that have come from other clubs that can pass on knowledge. And, we're building the list to hopefully somewhere where we all wanted to be, and that's to play in finals and win premierships. Yeah,
what I like about that with you, Jamo, you've presided over a few changes in that time and a tough period in the club's history, your tenure, grand final to wooden spoon, but you've seen what works, but more importantly, you see what doesn't work, Jamo.
Yeah, look, and I think what you find, Rowey, too, and it's like most roles and most positions in any, until you're in it, both feet, to genuinely fully understand what you're contending with and the moving parts of it, then you understand the magnitude and the context of it. And so, again, I've heard some of the commentary, in the last 15, 18 months to 2 years, which has always been around the transparency side of things, Rowey, too. And, some of that comes with, I think you've seen the last 15 months, we've changed the way we have communicated more generally with the public, particularly with our members and supporters. There's a huge interest in our club, and people want and are thirsty for knowledge. And the one thing I can share, which you're probably aware, and I'm assuming most are, but in this market, the interest is there, and our members and supporters want to understand and know the information. But during the season, on a week-to-week basis, we get a request from 50 to 70 interviews per week. So we're sharing as much as we possibly can. We're in the top 6 most months for unique users going to our website to look and acquire interest around what we're doing and how we're doing it. And you've seen significant change, which I've touched on through the exec and through the football department to make our club better, to get us to where we need to be. So we feel we've got a really strong grasp on where we're currently at. We always can do things better, but we know what we need to do to improve. And Matthew Nix knows, Tim Silvers knows, as does our chair and our board. Yeah, it's trending up. There's no question about that. I can feel that. What do you think is the biggest pressing issue facing the club right now for you as a board member? Oh, there's no doubt it's our home. I guess we're sort of dusting ourselves off through the disappointment of not acquiring Bowden, but, we are balancing that, and we look, to progress the discussions with Theban Oval. And there's been a lot of time and effort put into that. But clearly our number one focus and our goal, and it always has been, and that's, winning premierships and making sure that Matthew Nix and the entire football department and our recruiting have got everything they need to make sure that we are in our best position. And, with Sam Dodge coming on, head of strength, new from the UK, and Darren Burgess, everyone knows his pedigree too. There's been a significant change. And heard Theo touch on, the game today in terms of how some of the players performed. It's really important. Their base is there, so it'll be a test of our depth and our experience to be able to perform and win more games than we did last year. Did you go down and watch the internal today? Unfortunately, I didn't. I've got some other work commitments, which I'm still balancing at the moment this afternoon to work through. However, I would have loved to have gone down to have a look. But as you can imagine too, the challenge and balance with all of that through COVID has been really difficult, and even right at the moment it's hard to get close into the club with all parts of the club sort of operating in different ways and externally. So we're just removing ourselves as much as we can. Well, on behalf of the past player, Jamo, again, you've done a mighty job with the past players. I did sit on your board, benchmarked against other clubs. It's probably going to be your legacy. Keep up that great work. Good luck with your nomination again for another sitting member. And Jamo, you star, thanks for your time. One more thing that if I could leave you, Rowey, with, and certainly to all our members and supporters and our past players and officials, it is always a heightened awareness. Every decision we make during my time, and I'm sure prior to my time, and it will be, that the members and supporters, past players and officials, are considered every time the club makes a decision. So I really want to be clear with that, and football is our number one priority, and we will find a new home. So I appreciate your time, Rowan. Thanks for having me on. Good on you, Jamo. So voting closes 5 p.m. next Friday. We have 2 more nominees to do it. In fairness, we'll do that, as we did with Port. AGM's Tuesday, March the 1st, and 2 positions. You a member, you get 2 votes. Yeah. Make it count.
Tough decision, though, isn't it? Everyone has been impressive.
Yeah.
And so you got Jamo, who's got the runs on the board.
Well, what I like about Jamo is he's seen what doesn't work. He lived that. He was on that board. He's seen all that. You can't buy that experience, but he certainly knows what works. It's a bit like the older I get, the more I know what I want and what I don't want. That's an experienced, level, stable hand right there. But that's up to you, members. What do you want? Or you want new blood?
Yeah, that's the other point. So it's going to be fascinating to see. So 2 more candidates. You'll hear them next week, early on the show.
Oren Klevich.
Yep.
He's a mighty man. Love Oren.
Hey, and this is really hard and unfair.
They're all good.
7 have been great.
Yeah, no, they're
How
good.
do you play favourites when all 7 have been fantastic?
Buy some more memberships and vote for all 7.
That's right. You do just that. 4 minutes to 5. We'll get to the news. Michaela has the latest for us. On the other side, Dr. Lachlan Henderson is the new boss of Cricket Australia. He is the chairman. The 3rd in 5 months. So there's been a bit of turnover there. Rachel Spawn, basketball legend, has a new job with the Port Adelaide Football Club. So we'll speak to Rachel and we'll find out exactly. And if you love the NFL, one of the all-time greats, stay standing because 3-time MVP, Hall of Fame, Brett Favre is on the show at 5:30 to talk about Super Bowl and Aaron Rodgers and, of course, what he's doing now as a concussion advocate. Oh, you're even saluting.
Yeah, no, are we on Facebook?
We are, yeah. Just look at the camera on our Facebook Live.
Brett Favre, saluting.
All right, Brett Favre, 5:30 on The Big Show.
The Edwardstown Mazda sale is on right now, and it is sizzling with massive savings on new, demo and used Mazdas. And the great news? Plenty of stock is arriving daily. But remember, everybody wants to drive a Mazda in 2022. So hurry to avoid missing out. The Edwardstown Mazda sale is on right now with incredible savings. Hurry in now. Edwardstown Mazda, 862 South Road, LMVD 207428.
It's value the Australian way at Coles with great fresh specials this week. Like juicy, loose red seedless grapes, 100% Aussie and just $4 a kilo. This week at Coles. Offer ends Thursday.
Did you know that rosemary is sometimes used as a simple way to say goodbye? As an evergreen plant, rosemary is associated with remembrance and eternal life. It's simple touches like these that make Simplicity Funerals simply different.
If it pops, or if it twists, you'll find it at FIVEAA. If it comes in a can, or is best in a glass, you'll find it at FIVEAA. If you serve it on the rocks, or with a paper umbrella. In fact, whether it's wine, beer or spirits, whatever you fancy, you'll find it at FIVEAA. FIVEAA, your local independent SA family liquor stores.
I'm Kathy Nagel, the Chief Executive Officer at Western Hospital, Henley Beach. Plastic surgery is sometimes a choice of treatment for scars and other disorders, or it's a choice for improving body image and emotional health. Western Hospital has highly respected plastic surgeons who conduct both clinically indicated and cosmetic surgery. Cosmetic surgery, ranging from liposuction to facelifts, is all completed by qualified plastic surgeons in a hospital environment. For more information, visit westernhospital.com.au.
Get the latest kitchen and bathroom brands at Adelaide Bathroom and Kitchen Supplies. The ABK Supplies showroom has just been updated to showcase sinkware for all budgets, including Oliveri, Abbey, Mir, Castano, BUK and classic durable fine fire clay sinks from 1901 and Turner Hastings. With finishes in polished and brushed stainless steel, brushed nickel, bronze and many other finishes, your kitchen or laundry will be stylish and timeless. Adelaide Bathroom and Kitchen Supplies, Lower North East Road, opposite Dernancourt Village.
We're Lumo Energy SA, fully Australian owned, locally focused, proud community partner of the Adelaide Fringe. Oh, and we have great deals on electricity and gas too.
And Lumo Rewards.
Ah yes, and local offers and discounts with Lumo Rewards. You really do get more with Lumo SA. Call 131 5866 or search Lumo. SA residential customers only. Lumo Energy SA not available in all areas. Eligibility criteria and conditions apply. See website for details.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 13. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Michaela Kamarek.
All new 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander with 10-year warranty, 10 years capped price servicing at Agostino Mitsubishi.
A teenager has faced court charged with nightclubbing when he should have been quarantining with COVID. 19-year-old Ralph McIntosh is accused of breaching SA's Emergency Management Act by partying at Loverboy in Hindley Street last year, despite being notified he was COVID positive and told to isolate immediately. The matter has been adjourned for 6 weeks. He faces a maximum $20,000 fine or 2 years in jail. Police have launched a crackdown on mask wearing on public transport across the state, with compliance checks being conducted over the next week. Anyone caught not wearing a mask without an exemption risks being hit with a $1,000 fine. SA has reported another 1,479 new COVID infections today. 177 people are in hospital, 13 in ICU, with 2 on ventilators. SA's 2 fire chiefs are seeking big salary increases of more than $100,000 each. In an unusual move, CFS Chief Mark Jones and MFS Chief Michael Morgan have made a joint submission to the state government. United Firefighters Union Secretary Max Adlam says it comes as firefighters on the front line battle for better pay and equipment.
This government has made an offer of 1.5% in a climate where cost of living is increasing by 3.5%. That offer hasn't been well received, even though, we have modest expectations.
Labor and the Coalition continue to trade blows over national security, each claiming to be the best suited to protect Australia from foreign threats. Speaking from Darwin, Labor leader Anthony Albanese says his credentials speak for themselves.
I was part of a government that put the US Marines here, that upgraded our defence relationship with the United States. And I was also the Infrastructure Shadow Minister who opposed the sale of the Port of Darwin to a company that was connected with the government of China.
The Prime Minister says the situation in Ukraine remains volatile despite Russia's claims that it's withdrawing troops from the border. Scott Morrison says he has discussed the situation with British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. He says they fear the worst when it comes to the threat of invasion.
This remains a very volatile situation. We are very aware of the intent of the Russian forces as they are amassed on Ukraine's border. We have seen the reports of the cyber attacks that have been occurring in Ukraine.
Now turning to 5AA Sport. Port Adelaide has held an internal trial today as they start to ramp up their pre-season. Assistant coach Nathan Bassett telling Rowey it was a good hit out.
Got to see what we thought was somewhere near our best side at the moment, play footy and compete against the rest of the guys. And look, it was a pretty good contest. I thought the possibles held up pretty well for the most part, but we got to see guys work together, and it's a starting point.
Key forward Joe Danaher has made a long-term commitment to Brisbane. He signed on until 2025 and says making the switch from the Bombers to the Lions has worked out well.
It's been a great transition for me to come up to Brisbane. I've really enjoyed a new city, a bit of a change, and I think the club environment's been fantastic for me. It's a real community, and within the football club, the players, the staff have all been fantastic, but also the wider Brisbane Lions community and fans and members is something I've really enjoyed.
Men's tennis world number 1 Novak Djokovic insists he still has a great connection to Australia despite the deportation saga. The 34-year-old has told Serbian television he hopes to play at Melbourne Park again in the future.
It was completely unexpected that everything happened, and of course it's hard to forget, but I just want to return to Australia in the future. I want to play at Rod Laver Arena again, which is also my most successful field in my career.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Chipped windscreen? Complete Windscreens repair it on the spot. $75. CompleteWindscreens.com.au.
At Cowandilla got a smash on Marion Road near St Donald Bradman Drive. Mount Barker got a carving motorcycle there. That's on Alexandrina Road near Bald Hills Road. Glanville truck rollover, Causeway Road near Semaphore Road. And Hectorville gas main works on St Bernard's Road near Montague Road. Got cameras Anzac Highway, Glenelg East and Grange Road at Grange. Reboot your weight loss goals in 2022 with W WW's new personal points program. Start today and get your first month free at www.com. Hurry, ends midnight tonight. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 13. Sunny tomorrow, 26. Sunday, partly cloudy, 23. And Monday, partly cloudy, a top of 22. Right now, it's 22. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News Tonight.
Police launch an Adelaide mask-wearing blitz. Where they're watching and why. North, south and west. How you can score cash by shopping local. Building super bones, the invention protecting patients from infection and making hip and knee replacements last longer. And one of Australia's biggest ever lotto prizes up for grabs. I'm Brenton Braglis. See the full story on 9 News tonight at 6.
This is Rowey's Sports Show. Stephen Rowe and Leith Forrest.
6 minutes after 5, big hour on the way. If you love American football, NFL three-time MVP, Hall of Famer, the man who walked out, Aaron Rodgers walked in, the great Brett Favre is on the show today.
Sorry. Of course I can wait because we pre-recorded him. Now, it's about concussion.
That's right.
You won't want to miss it. There's a brand new nasal spray that he and his good mate, the doctor, in conjunction with some experts in Adelaide.
That's right.
It's a great story.
Could be a game changer, so you'll hear Brett Favre from 5:30. Basketball royalty Rachel Spawn has a new job at Port Adelaide. What is that all about? Rachel's going to let us know very shortly. But time to talk some cricket at 7 after 5.
Cricket Australia has their third chairman in 5 months, albeit we had a caretaker. Joining us is Dr. Lachlan Henderson. He is the third. He's the new chairman of Cricket Australia. Joins us now. Dr. Henderson, welcome.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. What are you going to bring?
Yeah, well, I'm really looking forward to it. It's obviously a privilege to take on the role, but hopefully I'll bring a combination of a bit of a fresh approach, but also some continuity. It's still a relatively new board, and you've referred to a bit of recent turnover in the chair role. So, it's important that cricket is in good, stable hands and has some continuity. But got a bit of a cricket background. Been a CEO across healthcare for a period of time, and really think I can hit the ground running in the role.
Cricket Australia executive and the board for that matter have had a tough time of late. You've sat on the board through that period. How have you seen the handling of things?
Yeah, it's been, there's always issues in any sport, and cricket's no exception. I think we've tried to be clear around the governance of the game and our processes, but there's times when you look back and you think how you might have done things differently, and you try and learn as you go along. No one's going to be perfect, but we've tried to make sure our processes are pretty clear to all involved. Not always making popular decisions. We try and make all of our decisions in the best interest of the long-term interest of cricket in Australia, and not always the popular decisions. So. Yeah, I'm confident that processes have been good, and I certainly intend to bring that into the future.
Finances will be a key focus?
Absolutely, yeah. Cricket, like every other sport around this country, has taken a big hit during the pandemic. One example is that just biosecurity costs alone across cricket in Australia were $40 million plus over the last 2 seasons. So, when you're reliant on a business model that requires, significant revenue from all of our sources and managing your costs, you don't need too many bumps in the road like that to make it problematic. So we've got a lot to do in the near future to make sure we stabilise things, and we hope we've got a bit of clear air in the season ahead, without having to reschedule and not have crowds at games.
Justin Langer's exit for most cricket fans, and I'll put my hand up here, Dr. Henderson, still a bit of a head-scratcher. He has the success, but he doesn't move on. Do you understand the decision? Are you happy to explain it to buffheads like me that don't quite get it?
Well, I'm a Justin fan, so, he's
West
made
Australian,
a terrific contribution to the game. A terrific player, Hall of Famer, and, an excellent record as coach. I think we were pretty clear all along that there was going to be a process around his contract renewal. That process involved consulting widely across the cricketers and others who are close to the game and close to the action, who are aware of what's what's happened around cricket, with the successes that he's been able to bring to the game, the philosophy and ethos that he brings, but also with an eye on the future and the schedule ahead. And ultimately, I think you can have someone who does a good job, but also need a change and a refresh as well. I think that happens in business and in sport. But Justin, did a terrific job. I've reached out to him already. I'd love to have a chat to him down the track, and really would like to see him stay involved in Australian cricket. He won't be shy of job offers.
Yeah, well, it's a tough call. I think history will tell us whether it's the right call. I want to play this, Dr. Lachlan Henderson. Ian Chappell said this about the Cricket Australia board recently.
Well, Cricket Australia don't know much about cricket. And when I say they don't know much about cricket, they don't know much about how you win games at the highest level. And that's been a problem all along.
What do you think?
Well, Ian is very much entitled to his opinion as a legend of the game and a former Australian captain. I think that we do need to think about what's the board role and what's the role of our teams and what we call the high performance areas. The board's there to govern the game, and you need a range of skills. Some of us have some cricket experience, not at the elite levels, as Ian does. But, we're knowledgeable about the game. We're knowledgeable about governance and business. We've got people in roles who manage the high performance areas and, selectors and people involved who are very close to the game. So we think that mix is the right mix. We always try and consult with our cricketers. There's plenty of opinions in that group, all worthy of an opinion. But, ultimately we've got to try and make the calls that help us to deliver the game and help us to continue to invest in the game longer term. And that's at all levels, from, the little tackers starting cricket, male and female, all the way through to our elite teams who've been outstanding through the summer.
Well, there's only really two of you that have played cricket on that board of note. Generally, a chair would come in and bring in his own men/women. Do you think the board needs a refresh?
Well, we've had. I've been on the board for just over 3 years, and 6 of the other 8 directors have been on for a period of time less than that. So it is a relatively new board. Each year we have 3 roles that come up for re-election, so 2 of the state-nominated roles and an independent. We've also got another independent role, Earl Eddings, who left the board at the AGM last year. His role hasn't been replaced yet. So, there's a number of roles that renew all the time. We've got to look at the broader skills on the board. So that's all the cricket skills, the business skills, and everything else. You can never have too many lawyers on a board as well. But we've got to make sure we get the right mix. We do have cricket players. We've got Mel Jones, an international women's team representative. We've got Greg Rowey, who played state cricket in Queensland. And we've got some others on the board who played but not at the elite level. So it is a mix of skills. It's not just all former elite cricketers that make up a cricket board. In
the AFL, Dr. Henderson, we've got to, not pander, but look after the Victorians, sadly, as a South Australian. You're a West Australian, you know that. In cricket, you've got to look after the New South Welshmen and that state. Are you going to be able to do that? Have you got that politics in you, the politician in you, Dot?
There's a saying that you look after you love all of your children equally.
Perfect answer.
As a West Australian living in Victoria, I'm always going to be a West Australian. I believe you might have played a bit of footy there at some stage.
Yeah, I'm a West Aussie.
Yeah, for the wrong team in Perth, but notwithstanding.
I'm not going to cop that.
In all seriousness, we've got a pretty good model. That the state, we wouldn't be cricket and sport without robust conversations. And I've got a good relationship with New South Wales, John Knox, the chair, and plenty of others in New South Wales, and we'll work closely with them to ensure the best future for cricket.
Well, it's a pastime, cricket. God, we love our 2 teams, the men and the women's team. How well are the girls going? Wish them all the best in New Zealand in the World Cup. We've got another one coming up. We've got our tour to Pakistan. I feel we're in good hands and some stability there. Dr. Lachlan Henderson, thanks for your time.
Yeah, appreciate the chance to chat, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Brilliant. Dr. Lachlan Henderson there. He is the new chairman of Cricket Australia.
Impressive too.
Big job.
Very
That's a
big
massive job. Finances need improving. I think their appeal needs to continue to improve. They need a new coach. In good hands. He's very impressive.
Rachel Sporn's going to join us after the break. Got a new job at Alberton. What is that all about? First, the traffic for your drive home. For G'day Parks, they're Australia's largest network of holiday parks. You can download the app today. G'day Parks, he is good.
And Fullerton got a smash on Fullerton Road at Fisher Street. Cowandilla got a collision there too. Marion Road near Sir Donald Brabham Drive. Glanville got a truck rollover. Causeway Road near Semaphore Road. And Marion got a car fire. That's on Marion Road near Sturt Road, affecting both directions. Cameras, Tapley's Hill Road, Glenelg North. Trimmer Parade at Seaton. Save $39 on Revolution Plus Cat Flea Tick and Worm 6-packs at Pet Barn. Conditions apply. Ends February 28th. Pet Barn. Life's a treat. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Sunday nights from 7, join Sean Fuster with his partner in crime, Daniel Panozzo, for Just Lawful, the Adelaide crime stories that will leave you stunned. Thanks to Crime Stoppers SA and Police Credit Union, supporting better communities. crimestopperssa.com.au.
Some concrete companies can be a little... But at Adelaide Exposed Concrete, we're changing all that. We're a team of highly skilled, highly professional tradespeople with a passion for delivering stunning exposed aggregate driveways, paths and entertaining areas. The best part for us isn't packing up, it's admiring the job we've done. Adelaide Exposed Concrete. Best on ground, all year round.
The Australian-made mattress floor stock clearance on now at Harvey Norman. All discontinued floor stock must go. Now's the time to upgrade to an Australian-made mattress or ensemble and support local manufacturers. Our range includes the big-name brands Sleepmaker, Sealy Posturepedic and King Coil by A.H. Beard. This is your chance to buy a quality Australian-made mattress or ensemble at an amazing price. All discontinued floor stock must go. The Australian-made mattress floor stock clearance on now at Harvey Norman.
Go! This is RB Day with more tales from the bedroom thanks to Supercraft Bedding. Back when you could only buy our mattresses from big department stores, one canny delivery driver named Graham had a run-in with one of our big buyers. He told Graham, "You'll never sell to a department store again." And so, we've been selling direct to you without the middleman ever since. This is RB Day for Supercraft Bedding, building better beds at 42 Richmond Road, Keswick.
Hi, I'm Izzy and my family runs St. Louis Home Care, which was started by my great-grandma 75 years ago. I wanted to introduce you to Deb, a carer and our receptionist. She's great.
Hi, Izzy.
Deb, you've been at St. Louis for 10 years. What do you love about it?
Oh, it's a great family-friendly environment and everyone's happy.
That's because St. Louis got them covered.
With everything from shopping and meals to gardening and home maintenance.
And don't forget the social activities. Google St. Louis Home Care to find out how my family can help take care of yours.
Get back on the road in the all-new Toyota Hilux at Jarvis Toyota. A 2.8 litre diesel delivering 20 kilowatts more power, plus over 10% improved fuel economy. Rediscover the road in the all-new Toyota Hilux at Jarvis Toyota.
We are the A-Leagues, with 60 games in 28 days. And with tickets just $20 and under for general admission all February long. There is no such thing as too much football. Support your club, get a ticket, and be part of the action live. Search A-Leagues tickets.
The future.
Bookings and transaction fees may apply.
Hi, Susanna Toop here. Tenants, you're going to love this. Toop & Toop now gives you early access to rental properties up to 2 months before public release, with alerts direct to your inbox. Find your next home sooner. Register now at toop.com.au/rent.
Scraped your caravan? Walker Crash Repairs, an RAA-approved caravan crash repairer.
This is Rowey Sports Show.
19 minutes after 5, legends everywhere. Concussion advocate and 3-time NFL MVP, the great Brett Favre, coming up after 5:30. And one of basketball's greatest,
the
Murrayville Mauler.
Yes, 3-time Olympic medalist, 2-time MVP, 5 WNBL championships. She's an SA treasure. Speaker Rachel Sporn is now Port Adelaide's Women's Operations Manager. Rachel, welcome and congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much, Rowey and Leith. No, it's an exciting time. It's brilliant.
Now, aren't your whole family Crows?
Well, Kieran was Westies, and then Essendon, and I have followed the Crows for many, many years as well, but I've never been one that's if you're Crows, then you don't want Port to do well. I've always wanted both South Australian teams to do well. I'm not being very diplomatic here, but that is true.
Yeah,
and,
I know that to be true.
Like to see a South Australian team doing well and making finals and getting that elusive flag again.
What a duo, you and Juliet Haslam. Well, only 6 Olympics, 2 gold, 2 silver and a bronze between you. Did Juliet lure you over, Rachel? How did this come about?
Well, because I knew that, Juliet went for AFLW, obviously went for that role, and she's so suited to that role as well. And I knew that there was going to be other appointments made for this new organisation. So, look, they talked to quite a few different candidates, so I was thrilled that I was one of those. And, just so excited when I found out that I actually did have the role. And, Juliet and I we have a great friendship, have a lot of trust and respect with each other, and feel that's a pretty good foundation to start with.
What actually excites you about getting your teeth into this role, Rachel? It's going to be Port's first ever AFLW team.
Well, I just see it as an absolute privilege to be working in an elite sporting environment, because I think when you're there as a player, it's so unique and you miss it so much when you retire. So I'm just excited that I'm going to be able to immerse myself back in that environment and work with these wonderful, young, talented women. That's what I see it as. And also, football is providing these girls with another sporting pathway. Obviously, I have my basketball background and love the pathways that basketball has, but this is just amazing for these young girls that are playing SANFL and can aspire to be an AFLW footballer. It's pretty amazing that their dream can be fulfilled now.
So part of your role is to put the list together, obviously to interview and attract the coaches. What else is a part of it?
Actually, no, I'm not. Don't have anything to do with list management. That'll be Juliet and Naomi, who's part of that. But so mine will be very much logistics and day-to-day operations, making sure that we, developing great relationships internally and externally, speaking with the AFL frequently and player managers. I love that I'm going to get to travel with the team, integral part of game day, so I might even be doing interchange. I'll get in the trenches if I have to wash any bibs. I really don't care.
So did you say wash bibs?
Yeah, if they need me to do that, I'll take them home.
We don't call them bibs. We call them jerseys or jumpers or strips.
So if you need different coloured tops on your training jersey.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not. I know they're called.
You could almost be part-time ruck coach too, right?
When do you start?
15th of March.
Okay.
Yep. So get all my affairs in order before I become very busy, but very motivated and just so excited.
Excellent.
I'll know my way very well down to our Noble.
Rachel, I've never asked you this, but you come from a proud sporting family, a proud football family with real pedigree there. You were one of our great basketballers. Do you sometimes or wish maybe AFLW was around when you got to pick your sport?
Of course, because when I was growing up, because all I saw on TV was football, because it was a small country town, only had ABC. There were women's sport on TV. Only Olympics you'd see women competing. So I wanted to be a boy because I was like, I want to play football. And my older brother Kieran, of course, did. Dad played, and so I think that's the best thing ever. Is now that you don't have to be a boy, you can be a girl and play football at the highest level. It would be a really interesting decision that I would have had to make if I had to go there. And I think obviously basketball, because I was able to go to the Olympics, amazing, but I would have loved to experience both because I was very tall when I was growing up, so I guess I would have been thrown into the ruck, and I would have loved to experience that. We only played it for maybe a block at school, but Kieran and I was a tomboy, and if I wanted him to play a few more games or a little bit girly, then I had to go and have a kick of the footy with him. That was the deal.
Beautiful.
And just wonderful memories of doing that. Yeah,
brilliant.
Football's definitely a big part of my life.
Yeah, got a sip and save text here. I'm not going over to the dark side. That's from a bloke by the name of Maury. and the kids, apparently.
It's been interesting because I have a lot of Port Power friends, and they've been blown away, so supportive.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of Crows friends, of course, too, and they're saying congratulations, but they're just not very happy with me.
We've all got Port friends. I've got Port family. Rachel, in all seriousness, look, well done. Everything you do, I was going to say turns to silver because you've got 2 silver medals. I hope this one turns to gold for you, Rachel. Well done.
Thank you so much. Yeah, just looking at exciting times ahead. Can't wait till December this year. And, yeah, there'll be a team on the ground in the black and teal. Amazing.
And Rach, just in case there's another basketballer that sort of has AFL, I don't know, maybe you could drag her across to Alberton too.
I wasn't going to go there.
Just have a look.
Yes, I know. I'm impressed that you didn't go there.
Save it for last.
Good on you, Rachel.
We don't even have to say, do we? Don't even say who it is. Okay.
Congratulations,
See you later.
Rachel
Thanks so much.
She's a treasure. They are putting together a great team. I know we're going there with Erin Phillips. My mail is this. Don't think that's a job done fait accompli with Erin. Think about this. If you were the Crows, she's a 2-time, 3-time, 4-time. What if Doc Clark said, just sit under me for a couple of years, train her up, and then take over as the coach?
There you go.
Would that entice her? Because money talks and you know what walks.
Yeah, but then you got Rach on the other side, just sort of drag, come on.
Juliet.
There you go.
Dad.
Yeah.
Shawnee.
Yeah.
Crows had no chance.
Rachel Spawn, what a pickup she is for the Port Adelaide Footy Club. 5:30 headlines on the way with Michaela. Don't go anywhere. The legend Brett Favre next.
5AA Breakfast.
People who are away on holiday or for work reasons before the 5th of March, they've been told that they are, quote, exempt and excluded from voting in the state election. Now, the reason for this is because the Electoral Commission isn't organising postal votes before the 5th of March.
Informing Adelaide.
It's embarrassing for the entire institution of Parliament that no one saw the freight train coming.
It's their job to fix stuff.
6 a.m. weekdays on 5AA.
In times of loss, you need Embrace.
Dad passed away suddenly, and we hadn't given any thought to his funeral, but Deanne Edwards from Embrace Funerals truly cared about delivering the perfect funeral to honour him. The husband, the dad, the mate to so many, even the grandkids who he simply adored were involved. And every detail was organised with exceptional care and at a really affordable cost. Embrace Funerals gave us peace of mind.
When funerals need to be perfect, choose Embrace.
G'day, it's Jared. The iconic Wayville Australian Motors Mitsubishi Service Centre on Goodwood Road is going through a rebuild. Now, while that's in progress, please drive into Davenport Lane to drop your vehicle off to the incredible Wayville service team, driven by Australian Motors.
5:28. Everywhere you look, there's a sign popping up. You know what it says? It's saying sold by McGain again.
Yes, and right now McGain have families lined up waiting for new homes to be listed for sale. So if you're looking to sell, you need to contact the brilliant team at McGain and ask about their unique McGain match strategy. They might already have the perfect buyer for your property.
They're a terrific team. I know we sing their praises because we have a relationship with them. On and off the field as far as going away with them. Mike and Zoe, they're a great team. The other big bonus for going with McGain is their community focus. If there is an activation with AA, who's the first to put their hand up?
Yep.
And a lot they do behind the scenes that they don't even want mentioned. I love that part of them. It's just as important as selling homes to them. I know that to be a fact. In fact, they go hand in hand. When you have a McGain on your team, you're helping them support local sporting and social clubs, local artists, several charities dedicated to the homeless, plus community services like Lifeline and Sammy D Foundation. He was the first, Mike and Zoe, to donate for my Make-A-Wish. I just love this team.
Can't speak highly enough. You can get in touch with the team at McGain. They're top people, community minders, as Rowey mentioned, and another reason why everywhere you look there is a sign that says...
You got to do this together, Leith. Sold by McGain.
McGain.
How would you go for your dream kitchen? And how far would you go to not deal with organising all the trades? How about 15 minutes up the freeway to Balhanna Kitchens by Design? To the largest showroom in the Adelaide Hills. Custom build your dream with our award-winning designers. Plus, we can manage the installation and all sub-trades at a fixed price.
Balhanna Kitchens by Design. It's not too far to go to make your dream a reality. balhannakitchens.com.au.
You don't always have to be in a physical hospital to receive the care you need. My Home Hospital brings hospital-level care straight to you in the comfort of your own home. My Home Hospital is a wellbeing SA service available at no charge to eligible public patients anytime, day and night across the metropolitan Adelaide area, Gawler and Mount Barker regions and their surrounds. To find out if you're eligible, talk to your doctor today or visit myhomehospital.sa.gov.au. This message brought to you by the Government of South Australia.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Good afternoon, I'm Michaela Kamareg. Police have launched a crackdown on mask wearing on public transport across the state, with compliance checks being conducted over the next week. A teenager accused of partying in the city instead of quarantining with COVID has fronted court for the first time. The Prime Minister is taking his election campaign to the top end, doubling down on the issue of national security. And our two women bobsled team will be flying the flag for Australia at the Winter Olympics tonight. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Fullerton got a smash on Fullerton Road at Fisher Street. Glanville got a truck roll over there. It's on Causeway Road near Semaphore Road, causing a few delays. Urbray got a police incident causing delays on Glen Osmond Road near Portrush Road at the bottom of the freeway. And Marion got a car fire Marion Road near Sturt Road. That's affecting both directions. Lunch sorted at OTR. Their delicious $5 and $6 sandwiches are ready for you, and they're just $3 every Wednesday. OTR, making life easy. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 13. Sunny tomorrow, 26. Right now it's 22. More news at 6 o'clock and As It Happens on 5AA.
Scraped your caravan? Walker Crash Repairs, an RAA-approved caravan crash repairer.
This is Rowey's Sport Show.
28 minutes to 6. How great is it to be able to say these words? Joining us on the show, the great Brett Favre.
Brett looking, drills the middle. He's got Jennings. Touchdown!
There it is.
And there it is, a monumental milestone in a legendary career. Brett Favre has passed Dan Marino to become the National Football League's all-time leading touchdown passer. Favre takes short drop, quick toss on the slant, got Driver, and there it is. And a gain of 7 yards, and the last of the significant individual passing marks has fallen to the record-setting arm of Brett Favre. No one has ever passed for more yards in NFL history than the legendary quarterback of the Green Bay Packers.
Well, we're blessed. Brett Favre, he's a retired NFL legend. He's a Hall of Famer, 3-time MVP. He's on Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks. He joins us now. Brett, thanks for your time.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
I'm loving the work you're doing with concussion as a spokesperson and advocate. We'll get to that, but you went to Super Bowl. What did you think?
I'd much rather have watched it at home. I don't do good in large crowds anymore, but, I was telling someone when we got back who asked kind of the same question. I said, the Super Bowl has gotten to be such a big spectacle, maybe the biggest event on earth.
Yeah.
For 3 hours, it's got to be the biggest event. But the game is almost secondary. Now, it was a good game. It could have gone either way. But there's so much buildup and hoopla around the whole event that it almost, you go, I forgot there's a game.
So you didn't like rock at the start, I'd guess, from all of that?
It just ain't my cup of tea. I thought it was a good game, but to me, it's much easier to be the one playing in it. So you're kind of sheltered from all the, just the hustle and bustle that comes with it. Or at home watching it, and if you want to turn it off, or you want to go outside, you can go outside, and there's not 100,000 people tugging at you and bumping into you and rubbing up on you. But it is what it is.
I guess you didn't like the halftime entertainment either. I'm more of a Neil Diamond man. I pitch you as a Neil Diamond or a Bruce Springsteen.
I'm a little bit. I like old school rap, but I'll be honest with you, and I'm a Snoop fan. But that being said, all I heard the whole time was boom, 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 boom. It was jamming. I couldn't tell you. I mean, no one had to sing because you couldn't hear it anyway.
Aaron Rodgers got the MVP, overtook you and Tom with 4. Do you think he'll stay with Green Bay?
That's $1 million question. And Aaron and I talk on occasion. We don't really talk about his future. If he wants to talk to me about it or ask my opinion, I would give it. But he hasn't. But I think here's how I look at it. And this is just my observation. If he comes back to play, whether it be Green Bay or somewhere else, if he comes back and his sole purpose or goal is to win a Super Bowl or get to one, then he needs to stay in Green Bay. They've had the best opportunity the last 2 years. They've had the home field advantage. They had a bye week in the playoffs. The road went through Green Bay. You cannot ask for a better setup. I don't see why that would be any different next year. To change teams and be like Tom Brady did in his first year or Matthew Stafford, it's just hard. It's hard. Now, both of those teams are very good.
Yeah.
If he went to a team like San Francisco, if he went to a team like maybe the Saints that are good, and he's going to make them that much better, I think they got a fighting chance. But, again, if he comes back to Green Bay, that's his best opportunity to get back.
Let's talk concussion. You're an advocate and a spokesperson for the Odyssey Group. We'll get to the Odyssey Group. I want to talk about you and concussion. I suffered 5 or 6. My son's playing in the AFL now. We're not of the level of you, Brett, but I'm keen to know how many concussions you got and what got you so passionate about concussion in America and Australia.
Well, there's no way to put a number on how many I had, because there was a time when concussions were sort of an afterthought. If you even thought about it, you probably could speak volumes on this too. If you even, in our generation, growing up playing ball, whatever sport that would be, if you were to say, Coach, I'm a little dizzy, I think I got a concussion, I'm going to sit out, you would get a foot right where the sun don't shine.
Yeah.
Because that's how serious, non-serious people perceive concussions to be. So I never went over and said, I think I got a concussion. I may have went over and said, I'm a little dizzy. My bell was rung. Well, I had a great conversation with the great Dr. Benjamin Amalu, who Will Smith portrayed in the movie Concussion. And he asked me how many concussions I thought I had. And I said, well, Doc, I know 3 for certain where I was out for a period of time. And he kind of chuckled. And he said, how about thousands? And I said, thousands? And he said, how many times do you think you were tackled or you hit your head on the turf and you saw stars, or your ears were ringing, or you were a little dizzy? And I said, probably every time I was tackled. He said, that is a concussion. And he said, those will do more harm than the big ones, or just as much harm, because there's a cumulative effect, much like a boxer. Muhammad Ali very rarely got a big knockout blow on his face, but he suffered tremendously, I think, from the jabs, the just consistent jabs that hit him over and over again. And that's in relation to football, that would be seeing stars, bells rung, a little dizziness or something like that. Able to play, continue to play, which is even a double whammy to go back in the game with a mild concussion, or as I like to clarify, a concussion is a concussion. So I'm thinking, if Dr. Amalu is correct, thousands. And as far as being passionate about concussions, the last play in my 20-year career ended with a major concussion at 40 years old. I hit the turf. I was with Minnesota. We played the Chicago Bears. We played them outside at the University of Minnesota because the dome had collapsed due to a snowfall. And it was colder than hell. And the field was a sheet of ice. And a harmless little push by the defensive lineman, I slipped on the ice and it hit my head on the turf. And next thing I know, our trainer was waking me up and I was snoring. I could actually hear myself snoring.
Oh, jeez.
And I remember walking off the field, and I knew if there was any ifs, ands, buts about it, I knew then and there my career was over, because concussions at that point were just starting to become a serious issue, and were talked about in a serious manner. So I knew there's never a good time to get a major concussion, but certainly not at 40. And that kind of kick-started my passion for it. But my friend and co-founder of the concussion drug, Jake Van Landekam, who's going to join us, when I met with him and he told me what he was doing and what he wanted from me, and having 3 grandsons myself, who I would be absolutely fearful if they played tackle football. They're not playing right now. They're 11, 7, and 4. The oldest doesn't want to play football. He likes to play the guitar. I said, play it, buddy, till hey, play it forever, because there's very few concussions happen from playing guitar.
That's right.
So the combination of Jake's passion, me ending my career with a major concussion, and my 3 grandsons kind of really, I'm bought in.
You worried about CTE? I think the thing we need to be able to do is be able to test for that, Brett. I know here in Australia, we're hoping we get there one day while we're alive. We don't know if we've got it, you and I, till they cut us open.
Yeah, well, there's a guy by the name of Dr. Bales, who also was in the movie Concussion, was portrayed by Alec Baldwin. And he was the team neurologist for the Steelers. Well, he left because he knew the repercussions of concussions and they didn't want to hear it, so he left. But his passion is trying to find a cure as well, or some type of treatment. But also what you're talking about, a way to test living participants for CTE. Well, he called me, and this was probably 5 or 6 years ago, and wanted to know if I would be willing to test. I would have had to fly out to UCLA in California to do this 2-day testing procedure in hopes that they could determine if I had CTE or not. But it was really a trial basis. And I posed the question to Dr. Bales. I said, so say I do this, Dr. Bales, and you discover that I have CTE. What do you do? Do you give me a treatment? Is there something? He says, there's absolutely nothing we can do. This is just to find out if you have it. And I said, Doc, I'm going to choose to pass on this one because I'd rather not know.
But Brett, even if you did know, you're not going to swap everything you did. NFL legend, Hall of Famer, 3-time MVP. You've won Super Bowl. You're not going to trade it in. It is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is. And that's why we're here today to save the future, whether it be my grandsons, your son, Jake's son, someone's grandson, whatever. If there's a treatment, it sure makes everyone, especially parents, breathe a lot easier at night.
My word. And I'm a parent of a son that's playing for the AFL for the Crows. Tell us about Odyssey Group. I suffer migraines, and we've got a nasal spray, Brett. If I get it soon enough, if I feel symptoms, I can have the nasal spray and the migraine will go, or the symptoms will be mild. Is this what you're proposing, this spray for concussion, similar?
It's similar, but I don't want to overstep my bounds and talk above my pay grade.
Yeah, well, Brett, you just sit back. Dr. Jake, tell us about Odyssey Group and what you've come up with the nasal spray.
Thanks, buddy, and thanks, Brett, for jumping on with us. We have a nasal powder. It's actually a dispersed powder. The device is actually breath propelled, so you're able to blow the powder deep into the nasal cavity. When you blow, a lot of people don't realize this, you close the soft palate in the back of the throat. So you can't swallow or breathe the powder in. It will get stuck up in your nasal cavity where it can then diffuse directly in the brain in minutes. So we're able to take advantage of the anatomy inside your nose to be able to get this drug quickly into the brain. When it gets to the brain, it works through gene amplification or at the level of the DNA, and it improves the production of anti-inflammatories and antioxidants, as well as reduces swelling in the brain. So it's one drug that can get there quick, and it can work at multiple levels as a neuroprotectant. So the way we've got the trials designed, and we're working with you guys over there in Australia. I do want to say we work with Advanced Clinical in Adelaide, and they are a wonderful bunch. In fact, I was telling Brett before we came on, one of the leaders of the clinical trial program over in Adelaide for us is Gemma Lawson, and Gemma's a huge Green Bay Packers fan. And when I first met her, she was like, "Oh, you know Brett Favre," and she wore her Packers jersey for the Zoom. And I was like, "You got to be kidding me! How does it?" I knew a lot of people knew Favre, but I didn't think they did all the way over in Adelaide, Australia. But I guess the legend made it all the way over there. So anyway, yeah, we've got a great group over there. We're in the clinical trials now, and this powder gets there quick and can help a lot. Right there on the sidelines. So that's our goal, to be able to treat acutely and to follow up for about 14 days when symptoms tend to wax and wane after a concussion. And we believe that if we can stop this pathological cascade early on, then we're going to end up having a lot less of what's called post-concussion syndrome, post-traumatic stress disorder. And ultimately, we believe by treating it early, our future players will not be enduring CTE like we have to worry about Favre and you here now on the radio today.
So human trials, you spoke about Advanced Clinical Adelaide. Can we get involved? Us past AFL players get involved? And if it's human trials, how far are you away from it being improved or approved by our FDA?
Right. So you can get involved. Nucleus Network is actually doing the enrollment. Nucleus Network works hand in hand with Advanced Clinical. Nucleus is in Melbourne. So the clinical trial sites where folks can go and enroll and be a part of the trial is in Nucleus Network in Melbourne. We'll be going through phase 1 over the next few months, and we're actually having an arm design for phase 2, which we hope will go on around October in Australia as well. We'll also be running phase 2 over here in the United States. After phase 2, we'll be looking at special populations like military getting it first, and then we'll continue to push it forward to the market for everybody.
Well, that's a game changer. Do you need any investors? Not that I'm flush for funds, but
I can tell you we're always taking money. Odyssey Health, our ticker, we're a publicly traded company, is ODYY, but you can go to odysseygi.com, and contact us, and we'll be more than grateful for your investment, and it's to a good cause, and we believe that investors will have a good show here too.
I'll tell you this, I believe in Jake. First of all, I've known Jake for going on 10 years now, and he's been at it a lot longer than I have. But we have hit the road, buddy.
Excellent.
We have done so much media, trying to solicit attention, but also funding, especially early on. And I believe so much. I invested my own money in the company. My brother has invested as well. Lots of friends have invested. You know, I want to see this drug pass and help people first and foremost. But I'd also like to see a return on my investment. Who wouldn't?
Yeah. Brett, what symptoms do you have? Do you have any now? Are you concerned with memory loss or anything?
Well, I'm concerned, and Jake and I were on a Zoom call earlier today, and a lot was talked about. One of the things that Jake brought up is something that I'm fearful of. I know the odds are, I guess, in my favor, but one of the repercussions of head trauma, mainly a concussion, is it ups your chances for Lou Gehrig's disease or ALS. Doesn't mean you'll get it, but the more head trauma you've had increases your chances, so to speak. So that worries me, because I've seen several guys that I played with or played against come down with ALS, and it's not good. As far as symptoms, you know, had concussions never become a serious issue, I would probably write it off as being in my 50s now. I'm 52, but my memory has always been great. And I think that was one of the assets that I had in playing. So, you know, I was able to retain information. I call it the blessing and the curse. I was able to retain plays that I ran in high school. Not that those served me well at any other level, but I was able to retain what defenses were doing, the volume of plays for any game. You would be shocked at what I have to learn, or any quarterback has learned in the NFL. And I was able to retain that. But I find now that the easiest of words, the easiest of maybe a a story that I had that happened not too long ago. Now, I'll say what did happen. It's sort of funny, but it kind of enlightens us of what it's like to get older. I was looking for the remote control in the kitchen. I looked and looked and looked, and I said, where in the hell did I put that remote control? Finally, I gave up. I left out. I came back a little while later and opened the fridge, and guess what was in there?
Yeah.
The remote control.
We've all done that.
The dog must have did it. But as far as headaches and dizziness or things of that nature, knock on wood, I have not had any of those symptoms yet, but it's more memory loss.
Well done. Well, fellas, thanks for your time. It's been an honour to speak to you, Brett. Congratulations on your career from afar. Absolutely one of the greatest. But that will be your legacy, and I've got a feeling this concussion may very well be another lasting legacy. To you and Dr. Jake, keep up the great work. If there's anything we can do over here, we'd love to help. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Lee.
Thanks. See you, brother.
There he is, Brett Favre and Dr. Jake Van Lanningham.
Pinch myself hearing that back. Like he's an absolute great, and we get to speak to him on Zoom. And an Adelaide business is one of the leaders here in Adelaide with Brett Favre and the doctor who's got the nasal pump.
That's right.
That could be groundbreaking.
So they're saying it could be on field, like the play could get knocked out, you put it in straight away. It could be in the rooms, could be in the ambulance on the way. The quicker you can get it, try and protect the head. So we'll see how that all plays out.
That could be groundbreaking.
OdysseyGI.com if you want to find out more information. Thank you, Dr. Jake, and thank you to the great Brett Favre.
This is the sound of Julian's bargain price vacuum with deep express suction. This is the sound of Julian trying to fix his bargain price vacuum, which infuriates him deeply. Yes, this is the sound of bargain regret. When it comes to the important stuff, like insurance, don't risk it. Go to Amy instead, who offers great value cover you won't regret. Amy does. Before buying insurance issued by AAI Limited Trading as Amy, read the PDS at amy.com.au. TMD also available.
If you could punch cancer in the face, would you? What about heart disease, stroke or diabetes? Would you fight them too? Well, we are, and we need your help. By purchasing a ticket in the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery, you're supporting more than 50 areas of medical research and joining the fight to find cures and improve care. There's millions and millions to win. Join the fight at homelottery.com.au. Licence M141333.
No one likes to wait, especially if you're waiting for something really amazing, like a new Mazda. Lucky, you won't have to wait too long at Mawson Lakes Mazda. Right now, you'll find new stock and demos right across the range, which means there's no compromise. You'll get everything you want and love in your new Mazda. Get behind the wheel of your dream Mazda sooner. Mawson Lakes Mazda, just a short drive from the city.
Oh, Sip and Save have some great offers.
Yeah, I know. Like this 700ml bottle of Russian Standard Vodka or Pimps for $35.99. I love a refreshing Pimps. Have you found anything?
Yeah, a 750ml bottle of Wira Wira Mrs. Wiggly Rosés, only $13.99. I'm sorted.
Great. Hey, whilst we're here, I might grab a 10-pack of Wild Turkey and Cola 4.8%. They're on special for $41.99.
Nice, now you're sorted.
Whatever the occasion, start at
Sip and Save.
Delivery available in selected areas. For more specials, head to sipandsave.com.au. Prices may vary in country areas.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech Guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
People's personal details are being offered for sale by cyber criminals. How do you know your personal details aren't on the dark web already? Do you know what the dark web is? You can't log on to the dark web and you can't see who's trying to hack your ID. But Norton can. With a Norton 360 premium subscription, you get automatic dark web monitoring. If personal details like bank account info or your home address are detected, you'll get immediate notification and advice on what action to take. With Norton 360 Premium, you also get multiple device protection with a secure VPN, real-time threat protection, smart firewalls, parental controls, SMS protection, and more. Buy Norton 360 Premium online or in-store at Harvey Norman from $78.
Check out this great offer at 5AA.com.au. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers. Scraped your caravan? Walker Crash Repairs, an RAA-approved caravan crash repairer.
This is Rowey's Sports Show.
5 minutes to 6, Sports Day SA on the way. John Blake from 7 o'clock. Before we go, time for...
The Last Shout.
Do we have any $100 sip and save vouchers again? Because this bloke might win it. In capital letters, one of the greatest NFL players interviewed by one of the worst AFL footballers ever. Is that funny?
No, it's harsh. I mean, come on, people.
I know I'm not up there,
You're
but...
not a rock, mate.
Not a rock. No, don't steal studs.
You're not feelings.
Game 4, Sri Lanka v Australia tonight, 6:40. No one's there. No one cares. Our 4 best players aren't even in the team. And I think we've got T20 burnout, Sam.
I think so.
Okay.
Yep.
Crows Women's take on GWS in Sydney tomorrow, 2:40 p.m. Need to bounce back. Good luck, girls. Reds v Macarthur tomorrow, 7:15 kick-off. Go, you Reds. We win. Go. Top. T-O-P spells top. And my mighty 36 as they take on the Cairns Taipans. That is Sunday. That is at home. It's at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. The boys need you. Log on, get your tickets. You can walk up. Let's pack the joint. Go, you Reds. We need a win. And the Winter Olympics finishes Sunday. Closing ceremony live on 7 to Channel 7. What a mighty job. No one does it like 7. It was a great job. 4 medals. Best ever.
Well done. Very good. Sam Tugwell.
Mine comes from the Winter Olympics themselves. How's this in Russia? They have pretty high standards. Their skaters do, in fact. One was quoted, "I'll never skate again after winning a silver medal." Now, gee whiz, just because you don't come first doesn't mean you're last. But, I mean, Ricky Bobby says so, but I don't know in Russia if that's really the attitude you want to be taking. Silver medal, and said, I hate this sport, I'll never skate again. Never.
Well, hang on, is she defending the Russian teammate, the 15-year-old?
This is, I think it's totally separate, this one. This is just a Russian athlete has skated and come second and says they hate the sport. No,
whatever your name is, who cares? Get nicked, you're all cheats. Done.
You know the old saying, you don't win silver, you lose gold. But you speak to Rachel Spawn too. She will
no,
say
you win silver.
The silver medalist quite often is unhappy because they've lost the gold medal match, whereas the bronze medalist has won, so they're happy. So the gold are happy, bronze are happy, silver's a bit flat. My last shout is going to be for a regular caller to 5AA, Malcolm Ashwood. Malcolm from Highbury.
The Bible?
As he has been known. He's written a great piece on our own Ken KG Cunningham. So if you want to read it across the weekend, Footy Almanac or almanac.com.au, depending what school, Footy Almanac, if you want to read a bit more about Cage, and we should all celebrate the legend that is Cage. He'll be on tomorrow, 9 o'clock with Cornsey. You can do that at footyalmanac.com.au. Welcome, Malcolm, for doing it.
Bye, Ken. Bye, folks.
Kirkbright Seafood on Doothie Street only process their own fish. It means they're a true seafood shop.